Hello, Political Science, Period 4. My name is Sydney. This is Lola.
I'm Devine. And I'm Elizabeth.
Here is our Semester 2 final project. In 2016, we had an election. Democratic nominee Hillary Clinton versus Republican nominee Donald Trump. Hillary Clinton's campaign was greatly hindered by her ongoing email scandal, and also her role in Benghazi also infuriated many Republicans and cost her their support. Donald Trump had his own issues too. He faced backlash for his continuous racist, sexist, and xenophobic remarks. Some examples are he made fun of a disabled reporter, he body shamed Rosie O'Donnell, made discriminatory remarks about Mexicans, and the leaking of the Access Hollywood tapes. Many voters weren't happy with either candidates, and it was widely believed that Clinton would win in a landslide. However, Donald Trump won 306 electoral votes, and he needed 270 to win, but ultimately lost the popular vote. And he blamed it on millions of illegals voting illegally, which there was no evidence to support that claim, but that's what he stands by.
Okay, and so in 2005, Donald Trump was talking to Billy Bush, and they said some wacky things that got recorded and then released. They were very, very offensive to women in general, especially the specific women they were talking about. And he said things like, when you're a star, they let you do it. And then he said some very offensive things, and his apology was that it was locker room banter, and that Bill Clinton has said far worse things at the golf course, not even close. And then Trump also commented on women's bodies on his show, The Apprentice, saying that they should lose weight or that they should wear shorter dresses. And after he was elected in the 2016 election, there were thousands of people who just came to the street and demonstrated how angry and upset they were at the election results. And the protests were largely peaceful. There were a few minor incidents, but they were pretty much just people like not wanting Donald Trump to be their president. And he called the protesters paid professionals incited by the media. He called them goons. He called them people with mental disorders, and he called them jobless crybabies. So that's our president, folks. And so most of the protesters were 25 years old or younger. The protests really unified them and validated their feelings on the election. And it kind of morphed from the original, like, not my president protest to kind of just a general protest on all of the social issues that Donald Trump has condemned or been offensive about. And these are some of those issues: Muslims, women, refugees, the LGBTQ community, and climate change.
So, Sean Spicer had his first press conference the day after Donald Trump's inauguration, and he's the current White House press secretary, and he often speaks on Trump's behalf and delivers news to the media. And on January 21st, 2017, Sean Spicer got heat after insisting that President Trump's inauguration had the largest turnout ever at such an event. And this fact is easily debunked when looking at live coverage of the inauguration. You can see that the crowds are scarce and scarce. And it was clearly not the largest turnout ever at such an event. And since January, Sean Spicer has made other uneducated remarks, and this is where the alternative facts was created, essentially, as Kellyanne Conway just brushed it off as him spewing alternative facts instead of saying lies. He also said that Hitler never used chemical weapons and many other uneducated remarks.
In January of 2017, the Women's March, which was the largest single-day protest in U.S. history, took place. And it took place in Washington, D.C., which was the first one planned. And there was about 500,000 people that went to that one. And it actually took place on all 7 continents, the total number of participants being estimated around 5 million. The Women's March advocated women's rights as well as other human rights, and some of them included the reproductive rights, LGBTQ rights, immigration reform, and social equality. On February 7th, 2017, Betsy DeVos was confirmed by the Senate vote and the Vice President Pence's historical tie-breaking vote to become the Secretary of Education. There was a lot of controversy over DeVos's competency and ideas, especially concerning her school choice vision, which a lot of people claimed was trying to privatize public education. And some of this controversy carried over onto May 10th of 2017, where at DeVos's commencement speech, many of the students got up and turned their backs during her speech.
Thank you for listening to our presentation.
Thank you, Mr. Perry.